Hi everyone, thank you for your interest in event planning for your service unit. Through your dedication to offering quality programs locally, girls and volunteers in your community will benefit greatly. The events you plan can be fun, educational, service-oriented, or all of the above. During today's training, we will provide you with the basic steps of facilitating events, but keep in mind that some programs may need to be adjusted for specific needs. Important points to remember are planning, promoting, and organizing. It is nearly impossible to be overly prepared. The first step in your planning process should be to understand the Girl Scout leadership experience and how it will benefit you in planning. The term Girl Scout leadership experience, also known as GSLE, refers to what girls do in Girl Scouting, how they do it, and how they will benefit. This approach engages girls in discovering themselves, connecting with others, and taking action to make the world a better place. The GSLE identifies 3 keys to leadership. All experiences in Girl Scouting should incorporate these 3 keys to leadership. Number 1, discover. Girls understand themselves and their values and use their knowledge and skills to explore the world. Number 2, connect. Girls collaborate with other people, both locally and globally, to learn from others and expand their horizons. And number 3, take action. Girls act to make the world a better place. The GSLE is the core of Girl Scouting program and should be included in all programs. It is what girls do and how they do it. Girl Scout experiences should be, as much as possible, girl-led and encourage learning by doing and cooperative learning. These 3 processes promote the fun and friendship that have always been an integral part of Girl Scouting. Follow this planning model to best incorporate the 3 processes into what girls do. Girl-led. Ask girls what they want to do. Girl-led means girls play an active role in deciding the what, where, when, why, and how of their activities. Learning by doing. Girls learn best when they are actively engaged in what they are doing. Learning happens when girls take part in an activity, share experiences, and then reflect on what they have learned and how it applies to future experiences. Cooperative learning. Sharing knowledge, skills, and learning promotes trust, respect, teamwork, and cooperation. Discovering, connecting, and taking action are different for each level of Girl Scouting. How do you know that girls are having an effective leadership experience? Outcomes are the signs that let us know if girls at each level are achieving leadership skills. Checking outcomes is like noting road signs on a journey, the signs that let you know you're getting closer to your destination. Seeing the age-appropriate signs during Girl Scout activities lets adults know that girls are achieving the intended outcomes. Now, let's go over the event planning basics. Allow ample planning time. Consider time to recruit volunteers, order supplies, and promote prior to the registration deadline. Recruit and engage girls and volunteers on your planning committee, determine meeting dates, and begin the meetings. Consider surveying girls for their interest and/or having girl delegates on your planning committee. Be sure to inform all volunteers of their duties at least 1 week prior to the event and train or practice with your volunteers if needed. Think of ways to identify key volunteers and staff. For example, coordinating uniforms, shirts, hats, and name tags. Determine a purpose, goal, and audience for the event. Plan for diversity. Be inclusive of racial, ethnic, and special needs. Establish a theme and name for the event. Consider holidays, Girl Scout traditions, and sports. Establish a date and time. Until venues and outside facilitators are confirmed, it is best to have several date options. Also, don't forget a rain and bad weather backup date. Consider collaborating with other agencies, businesses, or organizations willing to offer their expertise. Choose a location. Here are some factors to consider when securing a site: capacity, parking, restrooms, and handicap accessibility. Inquire about usage guidelines, required deposits, fees, availability, flags, PA system, tables and chairs, and when you would be able to set up. If possible, for any venue, visit the site before committing to determine if it's the right location for your event. Develop a general outline of the program and activities for the event. Will your event and its activities align with their Girl Scout leadership experience and demonstrate how girls will discover, connect, and/or take action? Determine what outcomes you hope to achieve and how you will measure them. Develop a planning timeline. Include planning meetings, visits to venues, contacts, confirmations, promotion, shopping, preparation, and setup. It is always best to overestimate the time needed. Determine the registration details. When will registration open and close? Where should the registration forms and fees be sent? How will the fees be processed? Design flyers and registration forms to distribute. Formulate a publicity plan. Publicity of your event should begin at least 2 months prior to the registration deadline. Flyer distribution, cluster news, and your service unit Facebook page are just a few of your marketing options. All events should be posted on GSWRC's TAP calendar. And in order for us to put your event on the TAP calendar, we need to know in advance. If you submit a TAP form 2 weeks before the event, it most likely will not make it on the calendar. Give us at least a month so that it can be added and seen. Assign tasks to each member of the planning committee along with complete by date. Begin a file for the event, include planning notes, supply lists, contact lists, receipts, and copies of flyers. Maintain great records. Don't forget to delegate. Remember, the title of event coordinator does not mean that you have to take care of every detail of the event by yourself. You will need to create a budget for your event. To create a budget, you need to start by thinking of all the expenses that might be associated with your project. For example, you may need to pay for additional insurance for non-Girl Scout members to attend the event, or you may need to print copies of promotional flyers that you are distributing within your community. To establish your budget, include all direct costs such as facility rental, activity insurance, supplies, patches, postage, printing, travel, catering, utilities, and cleaning supplies. Determine how you will pay for the event. Consider participant fees, service unit funds, and local sponsors. Service unit events should be self-supportive. Income and expenses should never go through a personal account. Keep accurate records and receipts of all transactions for your event. Volunteer essentials and safety activity checkpoints are very important when it comes to event planning. Be sure to review Chapter 4 and Volunteer Essentials to ensure all health and safety standards are met. These resources are located on our council website, www.gskentucky.org. Make sure you have all health forms for the volunteers that are helping you. While you are not responsible for every girl's health history form that attends the event, it is important to make sure that you have all the information on the volunteers that are helping you. Every Girl Scout event must have a certified first aider for the day. Make sure that you assign this position to a volunteer beforehand. Don't forget to restock your first aid kit if needed. On the day of the event, designate a specific area for the first aid station, making sure to announce this at the beginning of the event. If an event is considered high risk, it is important that each girl completes a high risk form prior to the event. Don't forget to send a copy of the high risk forms to the GSWRC program department. In case of an emergency, establish an emergency plan specific to the event and event site. This could include severe weather, a physical injury, or allergic reaction. Designate one adult to carry a fully charged cell phone in case of an emergency. Prepare a list of emergency phone numbers, such as the local hospital, doctors, and the GSWRC emergency phone. Determine the quickest route to emergency care from the event. If an accident occurs, make sure to complete an accident report form and contact the GSWRC emergency phone, 859-490-9406. Our council has a list of approved vendors that meet security and safety guidelines. These vendors have been approved for use by our troop mentors and volunteers. The approved vendor list is located on our council's website. If you wish to host your event with a vendor that has not been approved yet, please contact the program department. All registered Girl Scout members, girls and adults, are covered under a basic insurance plan that is included with the Girl Scout membership. If you allow any non-registered member, girl or adult, to attend the event, you must purchase additional insurance. You will find a copy of the non-scout insurance request form on our council's website. For service unit events, the insurance plan that should be purchased in most circumstances is Plan 2. This plan includes accident insurance for activities and events excluded under the basic plan. You should begin final event preparations at least 1 week out. Let's go over what your final preparations may include. Process registrations. Prepare a roster of participants for the event. If you have decided to send confirmations to the registrants, now is your time to send them. Include venue address, map, and any other pertinent event information. Once final participant numbers are determined, ensure you have enough adults to meet the required girl-to-adult ratio. Confirm volunteer assignments. Who's doing what? Each worker should be clear and comfortable in their position. Run through all activities to get a time estimate. If necessary, designate an alternate activity area for song, games, or snacks in case any activities end earlier than others. Determine what time event workers should arrive at the venue. Include setup if necessary. Prepare and print event schedules, evaluations, handouts, and registration sheets. Arrange an arrival time with the event site. Allow time to set up and decorate. Gather everything you need in one place and be sure to include general supplies like tape, scissors, and pens. Let's go over some commonly missed event planning details. Event signage. Consider something that will help identify the location, such as Girl Scout signs, balloons, and ribbons. Provide detailed parking instructions prior to the event. Include special parking instructions on flyers. You may want to consider designating volunteers to direct traffic. Think about how you will address the crowd. What system will you use? Blowhorn or PA system? Will you serve food or drinks during the event? Consider troops providing their own lunch, drinks, and snacks. Don't forget to think about all the logistics, including restrooms and cleaning supplies. Check to make sure that there is plenty of toilet paper, soap, paper towels, and trash bags. Be sure to replenish items during the event. Ask the venue if these items are available or if you should provide them. And confirm with volunteers, vendors, and venues. This should be done at various points throughout the process, especially just prior to the event, approximately 1 week. Now, let's go over day of logistics for the event. Ensure all supplies are on hand, including registration sheets, ink pens, name tags, signs, cameras, activity supplies, first aid supplies, event agendas, and evaluations. Designate a volunteer to be a floater and troubleshooter. This person should be free to roam around the event area, observing and assisting as needed. Prepare the event site early. If you can, set up a day in advance. This will alleviate stress on the actual event day. Remember, some people will arrive early. You should be set up and ready to greet early arrivals at least a half an hour prior to the event. You might even consider a time filler activity for early arrivals. Designate an area for participants to deposit coats, bags, and lunches. Consider having labels and markers to identify belongings. Double check trash can placement and quantity. Be sure to have the majority of containers for general trash, but have at least one designated for aluminum cans. Start on time and keep the event moving smoothly. 1 or 2 workers should remain at the registration area to welcome late arrivals. Late arrivals should join in at the appropriate and designated point. Conduct an evaluation at the end of the event. This can be paper form or sent out electronically. Clean up the facility, inside and out, and dispose of trash properly. Be sure to set anything back up as it was before the event. Remember, Girl Scouts always leave a place better than we found it. Let's go over what you should do after the completion of the event. Write and send thank you notes to all involved: speakers, volunteers, venue provider, and donors. Return any unopened or unused supplies for a refund. Submit photos and event details to Council Communications Department for use in future publications. Review evaluations with Planning Committee. Make note of recommendations for improvement. Write event name, date, and expense description on all receipts. Make copies for your files. Finalize budget to include all income and expenses with the receipts. Evaluate all aspects of the event, including budget, registration, attendance, activities, and goal attainment. Complete the program event report and send to council. And most importantly, celebrate your success and start planning the next event. Now, let's go over a few event ideas that you may want to plan for your service unit. Let's start with service unit encampment. You may be wondering what a service unit encampment is. A service unit encampment is a multi-troop camping trip facilitated by an individual service unit with opportunities for activities, campfires, swap trading, and more. When several troops from a neighborhood or region come together, Girl Scouts experience camping on a different scale and really make a connection with their Girl Scout community. Interacting with girls of different ages provides learning, teaching, and leadership opportunities for all. Troops may experience camping adventures when their leaders have not completed outdoor training. Troops get a sampler of camping activities to encourage leaders to take necessary training for outdoor activities. Here are a few things to think about to help plan your service unit encampment. Workable schedule. Allow sufficient time for rotations and travel between rotations. Menu for a large group, sleep accommodation, and daytime and evening activities and entertainment. Let's discuss another event idea, cookie rallies. Girl Scouts who participate in cookie rallies consistently see higher cookie sales. Bring the girls together at a community center, camp, school, campus, or anywhere a big group can gather. Organize your event with 6 to 10 activity stations. Safety spots is a great activity example. It helps girls learn safe selling tips. During this activity, girls will learn the basics of a safe cookie sale by creating a leopard paper bag puppet. The girls can add a face and tail to the paper bag by either drawing their own or using a template. Next, they will cut out circles for the spots, include safety tips on the spots, and then glue them onto the bag. Now they can use their leopard puppet to help remember important safe selling tips throughout the cookie sale. When scheduling the activities, you may want to use a time rotation format, about 2 hours total. Start with the girls in one large group, then break out into smaller groups to visit various activity stations. Wrap up the cookie rally with a big group, high-energy send-off. Another idea for an event is a bridging ceremony. Bridging is an important transition in a Girl Scout's life. It's a defining moment when a girl becomes aware of her achievements and is ready for new adventures and responsibilities. Celebrating this change should be fun, personalized, and memorable for everyone involved. And most of all, it should be designed by the girls in true partnership with adults. Bridging ceremonies usually take place at the beginning or end of the Girl Scout year and can have 3 parts. An opening, guests are welcomed and the tone is set. The main section, the ceremony is explained and the girls celebrate moving from one level to the next. And the closing. Girls can participate in friendship circles and thank their guests. Each of the ceremony's parts offer plenty of room for the girls' creativity and individuality. The ceremony should always focus on paying tribute to Girl Scouts as they move forward. Let's go over one more idea, family events. This is a great way to welcome families to Girl Scouts and to show them why Girl Scouts matters. A STEAM Family Fest that includes various science experiments is just one example of a family event. We just went over a few event ideas to help you get started, and we can't wait to see what ideas you come up with. The benefits to hosting Girl Scout unit events are endless. Thank you so much for joining us today to learn about event planning. We encourage you to start brainstorming event ideas for your service unit, and we look forward to seeing your TAC forms come in.